releasing people from Guantanamo and finding them places to go around the world will continue. Is progress now afoot? Joining us now is Raha Wallah. He's Senior Counsel for the Law and Security Program of Human Rights First. Mr. Wallah, thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me, Rachel.
Do you think that the release of these 3 Chinese men, the last 3 Uyghurs, says anything about the rest of the people who are still being held at Guantanamo? Are they really a singular case?
You know, Rachel, I think it does say something about primarily the main obstacle to closing Guantanamo in the first place, which has been political intransigence. And what the administration has done now with the president giving a speech in May of this year at the National Defense University is reiterate its commitment to follow through and close Guantanamo with the increased pace of transfers out of Guantanamo that you noted in your introduction. So I think this is just kind of the icing on the cake at the end of the year here of, moving forward to actually transfer detainees out and hopefully close Guantanamo as soon as possible. Do
you think that the solution, or the closest that this president will get to closing Guantanamo, is going to be piecemeal, man by man, prisoner by prisoner, country by country, individual arrangements like this? Or is there something that could happen over the course of the next year or 2 where a large number of prisoners could be freed all at once?
You know, I think it's a little bit of both. One of the big problems is that the majority of detainees, especially the cleared detainees, are Yemenis, and there may be some opportunity to have a solution where many of those detainees would be transferred en bloc. But for the most part, these negotiations with countries, including third countries beyond the home countries of detainees, will have to proceed on a case-by-case basis, taking into account diplomatic, legal, and national security consequences. So it's going to be an arduous process, but with the right amount of political commitment and the right high-level engagement from the president, I believe it can be done.
In terms of that political commitment and political engagement, obviously you're senior counsel at Human Rights First, and you are approaching these matters first and foremost as an advocate and attorney here. But when you look at the political climate, it's always seemed strange to me that there was this surface-level agreement that Guantanamo should be closed. There was a surface-level agreement that that was inevitable. And then as soon as steps started to be taken toward that, there was this not just Republican, but really bipartisan freak-out about it. Do you think that we are past that? As more progress is made in 2014 and more people are sent away from that prison, do you think that we're past the point where we could have another congressional freak-out like we saw from Frank Wolf?
Well, you know, there's always the chance that someone will decide to play politics with an important issue of national security and American values. But I do think we're getting to the point where most people, most informed individuals in Congress and beyond, see the closure of Guantanamo as inevitable. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when and how. And so we're, even seeing Senator John McCain, who was in your introduction, reiterate his commitment to work with the administration to close Guantanamo. And he played an important role on the Senate floor when the defense, which actually relaxed transfer restrictions to allow the president more latitude to transfer detainees, was being debated. So, I think we're making progress here. What happens in 2014 remains to be seen, but I'm hopeful.
Raha Wallah, Senior Counsel for the Law and Security Program at Human Rights First. Thanks very much for your time tonight. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.